Did the ending of this week's episode of House of the Dragon feel rushed to anyone else? So this is how a hunt goes for the king. A whole small town is prepared for him in the forest. He drags everyone who's anyone out there with him and then proceeds to drink himself into oblivion, Robert Baratheon style, while other people do the actual hunting. Then walks up to a stag being held in place by an army of men so that he can stab it in the neck. A dull event overall, which is why most of those that joined him took the opportunity to talk to the king about their sordid proposals or plans. Others took to gossiping the hunt away. The time jumps are well executed. They aren't jarring or feel out of place. It's communicated sometimes more than once how far in time we've moved since the last episode. This episode was about Renera. She's struggling with many things, but most of which is her place in the world. Renera lost her best friend, is being shopped around the Seven Kingdoms for marriage proposals, and feels like she's been replaced as heir. Alicent, while already having given birth and preparing to give birth again, still wants a relationship with Renera, and she's having none of it. Any of us would be upset in the same situation, so Renera's unwillingness to forgive Alicent is understandable. Renera may feel like her father is shopping her around the country, but he wasn't actually doing so actively. Just as Jason Lannister thought, most of the Lords of the Seven Kingdoms figured Viserys would name his son his heir and marry Renera off to strengthen his ties to another house. She does make a good point when she points out that Viserys didn't choose Lyanna to be his wife, as he should have if he was making a decision that was best politically for his house. Viserys wants Renera to be happy, and letting her choose who she wants to marry, he hopes it will give her a sense of control over her life. That and also help her feel like he's not trying to trade her away for the best deal he can find. This also ties into the third of Renera's problems. She indeed came off as immature and complaining. Even Sir Criston Cole told her most of the Seven Kingdoms would trade places with her in a heartbeat, which they would. Her response is arguing other people don't know how hard her life is. In truth, she doesn't understand how good she has it. Renera acts her age, which is around 17 at this point. She wants everyone to hold her up as heir and treat her like she's special, but doesn't want any responsibility of being part of the royal family. She doesn't want to marry, she doesn't want to have children, she doesn't want to entertain the lords and ladies her family governs over. What did she do after arguing with her father? She ran away. Renera looks at her little brother Aegon like he climbed out of the womb and stole her future from her. It's not that she hates him, but what he represents. She knows her father wanted a son and she feels swept aside. Viserys makes it blatantly clear near the end of the episode that he has no intention of replacing Renera as his heir. We'll have to wait and see if she takes this to heart and stops holding her father responsible for how she thinks the rest of the realm feels. The crab feeder part of the episode was short but sweet. Corlys and Daemon's battle with him felt just a little bit tacked on. We spent so much time with Viserys and Renera in this episode that the battle at the end just felt a touch rushed. It didn't have the time to breathe that the rest of the episode did. To be fair, it wasn't necessary. In the books, George R. R. Martin makes a habit of skipping past battles, writing before and after them, but not a lot during them. That won't work as well for television. Obviously, this battle costs a lot of time and money to execute and produce, so its length is affected by those factors. It was well done, no complaints other than it feeling rushed. I would like to have seen Daemon kill the crab feeder, but I'm not upset we didn't. By the way, Daemon at some point had to get hit by at least one of those arrows. He was almost ignoring them before a couple hit him towards the end of his charge. Favorite line. Usually, my favorite line of the episode goes to a character who said something powerful or meaningful. However, this week it's going to Lenore Valerian, who when speaking to his uncle said, "What role have you played in his council, uncle, other than master of complaints?" This was just funny. Of course, his uncle probably hates him now. Highlights. We get to see just how out of his mind Daemon actually is. Another dragon rider in Lenore, and the crab feeder's defeat. While the episode was about Renera, Daemon stole it by the end. Incredible performance by Matt Smith. One other highlight was Renera. Even though she's immature and acts her age, she's one of my favorite character stories to follow. She's going down the road of self-fulfilling prophecy. She thinks everyone is out to take the throne from her, and sure enough, a lot of people will be. The thing is, she's pushing away someone in her father who isn't trying to take it from her. Every time I sit down to watch House of the Dragon, I feel like I'm preparing myself to watch a film. It feels like it. Each episode delivers on a level other television only dreams about. Let me know what you thought of episode 3 in the comments below.